It is what it is. That's the Sweet Sunday Epic Experience. On the second leg of the show, of course, talking politics. My guest on the show is the Deputy President of All Citizen Party, the son of the chief, the former secretary and the provincial secretary of the ActionSA Disability. Now he's wearing a new cap, political cap. He's the Deputy President of All Citizens Party. We are joined by Mr. Teacher Maluleke. He's our guest tonight on the show, and of course, we've got more to talk about. Yeah, as you know that the All Citizen Party, of course, it's a political party that is contested elections, and of course, they'll be contesting the upcoming 2026 local government elections. But nevertheless, we are joined in studio by the Deputy President himself tonight to unpack more about the vision, the mission, the policies of his political party, the All Citizens Party. He's talking to us, the Deputy President of the party, that's Mr. Teacher Maluleke. Good evening to you, Mr. Deputy President. Thank you so much. Compliments of the new season, not complaints of the new season, Mr. Deputy President. It's compliments of the new season. How are you, Mr. Maluleke, Chief?
Compliment, Muntu, and thank you very much to the listeners. We are here again, back here in Alex FM. I think it's a Happy New Year, because we are meeting for the first time again.
Yeah, but
2025.
Yeah, we are meeting again on different cap this time around.
No, politician, you remain a politician. Doesn't matter what you are wearing.
I like that.
But you know, Teacher Maluleke, it doesn't matter whether he's now wearing a new cap. But indeed, I'm happy, and I'm happy to be part of this, show. And then I hope that will unpack everything.
Absolutely.
So that people know who this new political party. Which political party? It's All Citizen Party.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Let's cut straight to the chase. Now let's talk about the All Citizens Party.
Yes.
All Citizen Party, it's a new political kid on the block. So now, Mr. Maluleke, just to our listeners out there, what is the All Citizen Party bringing on the table to the people of South Africa, and what is the All Citizens Party can do differently than all the parties that are in government of national unity? So basically, what is All Citizen Party, and what are you bringing, what are you offering to the people of South Africa on the table?
Thank you so much again, once more. I think it's I call this a breath of a fresh air. We have All Citizen Party, which is founded by a woman called Dr. Snati Fisher.
Right.
She's president of All Citizen Party.
Yes.
She started this party, I think, it's 2023.
Yeah.
And then it started, with few, people, but she contested even the election in 2024. And then, she got a very good number, of support, although they never canvassed. When you started the party, you started the party without knowing much what is going to happen. But along the way, she realized that it's time that, she play in a big league, and then that's why you see today as Teacher Maluleke, I've joined, ACP. So ACP is different from other political parties. I mean, for the first time, you have someone who's leading the party. Yes, I understand that education is not everything, but here, this is a psychologist, she's a doctor by profession, and then it's a woman who's going to lead this party. So it's a new thing which is going to happen in South Africa. I mean, we always say that, politicians are not educated, but this one, she's indeed educated. She's high in those ranks, and then she's dealing with the issues of mentality. So I think South Africa will have a very good, leader, considering that she's a doctor herself.
Right. Good. Fair enough, Mr. Maluleke. She's well educated and all of that. But now here's my question to you, Uguti. Is South Africa ready? Yes, she's ready. But is South Africa ready to be led by a female president? Is South Africa ready to have a female president? I will tell you why I'm asking this question. Because it's been very difficult. We have seen it from the governing party. The same party that has the biggest majority. We have seen it with other political parties whereby women are not given enough space. So my question to you, Mr. President, is South Africa, or are South Africans ready, all of them, to have a female president?
Yeah,
is this the right time?
I think I'm happy with that question, Muntu, and I will tell you that I think we need to revisit, our constitution, because our constitution speak about, gender equality. Yes. And for more than 30 years, I mean, you have mentioned the ruling party; they've done nothing. Yeah. And I think this is now the time. Our slogan as the ACP. It's time now. We talk about the slogan that real change now. So I think South Africa is ready for women's president. And it will be the first of its kind as we are pushing. It's one of our manifesto that we need to have a women's president, following on the constitution, as I said, because we can't avoid this anymore. I mean, South Africa has given a chance to every male, leadership in South Africa. I mean, you have from the onset, you have President Mandela, was replaced by President Thabo Mbeki, then replaced by Baba Zuma. Then we have now Cyril Ramaphosa. And if you look, the trend is the same. I think now we need a mother love. We need someone who can be a mother of the nation. And I can tell you, South Africans are ready. You can hear in the corridors when we go out as ACP to say for the very first time we feel that, look, you are bringing something new. And as I said, this woman has done a lot. And if people, they look at the track record of, I mean, any mother, that you have got that,
she's like that motherly love.
Exactly.
The mother of the nation.
So I think it's time that, look, South African revoke, if they have to cancel this constitution, because it does not work for us. We have been preaching about gender equality, but it's not happening. And I think it's time that, we stand up and give other, gender, as we said, the chance to lead this country.
Fair enough. Mr. Maluleke, the Deputy President of All Citizens, but gender equality, I'll say something that pains me. We are talking of the doctor now. She's the mother of the nation, and we had the first mother of the nation.
Yeah, Mamu.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, here's my issue here. I'm not trying to offend Bachubabome and all of that. But now here's the issue that I have a problem with.
Yes.
The problem here, it's women themselves. Why I say so? Because they are in majority.
Yes.
But Mr. Maluleke, it seems, Bona, instead of voting for one of them,
yes,
they'll rather go and vote for a male leader, not a female leader.
Yeah.
You go back to all the branches. Whether it's all political parties, where in those branches, majority in those branches are women.
Yes.
But instead, they should elect one of their own. They will elect a male, not a woman.
Yeah.
I mean, look at how the late Mama Winnie Madikizela Mandela was treated as a woman. I mean, many women, they never came out in numbers to support her.
Exactly.
I mean, some isolated her.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
I
being the mother of the nation. So my issue here, Mr. Maluleke, is that the issue, it lies with women themselves.
Yes.
They use what I call the PhD syndrome.
Yeah.
Pull her down. Mm-hmm. Don't pull her up. Pull her down.
Yes.
And then, like, here's the doctor. She's ready.
Yes.
But women are in majority, regardless of political affiliation.
Yes.
Just to come together as women to say, like the women in the 50s, the way they used to come together, but it has changed all of that.
I think, Moto, just to interrupt you, I think we need to make a lot of noise. I'm happy that you are saying exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But I think we need to make a lot of noise. And I'm here as a DP. You see, I'm working under a woman. I've accepted, the position to work under her. Yeah. And it's us as a male as well to make noise, to say, look, let's give these people a chance. Because, the country has failed under, our male-dominant president. And there's nothing which I can tell you that you can stand and say, look, you are willing and you are making sure that, look, you vote for a male, president. It's time that, look, as a male people in South Africa, in fact, they must now start making noise to say, look, we need the balance. Yeah. It's time that we give a chance to a woman, and I like the way you analyze it. Yeah. Because you can see that everywhere women are majority.
They are majority.
But they are not doing what they are supposed to do.
Exactly.
And tomorrow we come back and complain to
Absolutely.
Say, why are we not given an opportunity to lead?
Exactly.
So here we are bringing someone as a woman, and we expect that, South Africa will support, this woman. And I can tell you, she has delivered. I've got a lot of, stories about she's running own mental health care facilities. Not only here in South Africa, even in Botswana. So she's across the board and she's doing a lot. So we need to give, women a chance and make sure that, we have a women's president. It's then that we'll say, look, they fail to deliver, then we can't vote for them anymore. Okay. But in South Africa, it's a right time to do that. Because look at other countries. Recently in Namibia, they've got a women's president. It's time that South Africa have what we call real change. And we mean it real change now. We can't wait any longer. 2029 is around the corner, the NPA. So these are some of the things which we need to preach, even in social media, the news, television, everywhere. That's where we need to put, a pressure to say, look, it's time we need a woman as a president. You remember even the same, I won't mention their names, but the same, ruling party. They were struggling when it comes to a women's president. There was someone was contesting.
Absolutely.
But something has gone. Exactly.
You see?
So now is the time that we put a women's president, and we really mean it. Dr. Snati Fisher, she's going to be the president soon, in 2029.
Dr. Snati Fisher, she's going to be the first female president in South Africa after the
2029
elections.
Yes, 2029 election.
Right. Now, here's a very important story that I would like us to talk about, particularly where the doctor resides, okay? Even if, it's a known fact what's happening. The issue here, Dr. Maluleke, the issue of racism.
Yes.
Now, why I'm asking you this question, because now here we are talking all citizens.
Yes.
Black, white, Indian, colored, but South Africa still experience
such a
racism.
Yeah.
So as all citizen party then, Mr. Maluleke, surely what needs to be done to bring all citizens together? Because it looks like the Rainbow Nation is not working, eh?
Yes, it's not.
Yeah, it's not working. Now, look at what happened in Hartbees, whereby this is racial tension, Mr. Maluleke. Now, as all citizens party, the issue of racism is quite very important, because now we are talking of all races here. How do you bring these races together while, Mr. Maluleke, we are still deeply divided?
Yeah, true.
We saw what is happening in Lokuzeni, particularly when it comes to public spaces. There's no tolerance.
Yes.
We don't find one another. So as all citizens party, then how are you going to achieve that? Bringing all these people together. Others on the other side, they are calling for Orania. They want to go and live in Orania, another country in another country. So as all citizens, we have a problem, Mr. Maluleke. We are not a nation.
Yes.
We are still deeply divided. The issue of racism.
Yeah.
How, as all citizens party, what needs to be done? What is your view?
I'm again happy about that question, because recently I was talking to the doctor, president. She resides there.
Yeah.
And our offices are there.
This is why I'm asking the question. Good now. How are you dealing with this issue?
And as all citizen party, I can tell you, I won't disclose much information because it's very sensitive. But we had the meeting with different stakeholders, which are in artists, especially, there was a sort of, this fight because of space.
What are the issues there, Mr. TP?
The issue is they don't want black people to own their business. Yes, white people there, they don't want, you can stay there, reside there, but they don't want you to have a business there. That place has got a lot of, entertainment. People are coming all across the world, even as far as, overseas. Yeah. So they want to get that. So the challenge is again, is going back to our constitution. It's equality. You see, people are so hungry right now. So when you own a land, you feel that, look, you have got everything. And remember, traditionally, white people, they were owning that land. So when black people encroach and then they get, access to the land and they start their business, then there's a fight. But let me go back to what you have asked, Muntu, what we're going to do ourselves. We've already started the process.
So you've met the stakeholders?
Yeah, it's in the advanced stage. The president is going to chair the meeting of all these stakeholders. I mean, I'm talking about all citizen people. I mean, we're talking about white, Indian, colored, and blacks. And then we are now making a final list because there are some other black guys, which I think I won't mention. We have not reached out to them. Maybe are the one who are complaining, but we have got a plan. We are sending the DG to just send the letters to them to invite them. We are going to have a meeting and they will publish it. We are not going to hide this meeting. It will be open with all the stakeholders where we are going to discuss the issue of artists because it's a very sensitive issue and very important. Let me tell you, the ruling party has failed to resolve it. Because we find out, sometimes there's these kickbacks, when there's money involved, things does not go right all the time. But here we own that place. It's our place as well, as a black people. So we have got a right to stay there. We have got a right to do business there. And no one must stop us because, as all citizen party, we represent everybody. So that's why the first thing which we've done is to call the stakeholders and want to find out what is the problem. Then we'll take it from there to say, look, this is the resolution we'll provide as a all-citizen party, and we feel that, look, with this resolution, all of us, we can work together. I mean, we need to build this country together. We need to, when we make real change, we must work together, all of us, in respect of a color, race, or whatsoever. So it's very important, Muntu, to say what is happening there. As we said, it's a discrimination at the highest level. I'm having a preview because, the information comes to me as a DP. The president shifts everything to me. But I can tell you that, look, it's real. You can cry sometimes when you look at how black people are being treated in that area. Unless otherwise, even if you have money, sometimes they followed you. Sometimes, they make sure that they want to know where you live and all this kind of things.
So a black man is always a suspect.
You see, you're always a suspect. And right now, we cannot allow that to happen in South Africa. I mean, it's 30 years, more than 30 years right now. 1994 has passed and then everybody was celebrating. So I'm saying that, look, it's time that all citizen party take a lead. We are going to take a lead. We are not going to be apologetic. I mean, as I speak right now, and I'm happy that the mandate, part of the power, is shifted to me to say, look, run with this. And then the president wants a report to say, look, how did you resolve the issue of discrimination in this area? And then we are engaging with everyone, as I said. And I think things are looking so good because after our meeting, we'll publish, as I said, we are going to invite even the media so that we must not hide anything. We need that place belong to all of us in respect of.
Have you met other, you mentioned stakeholders.
Yes.
I'm thinking of other critical stakeholders, for example, with the other critical stakeholders like the AfriForum, the Freedom Plus, because most of these the people who are behind this, I don't think are whites, but are Afrikaner community people who they still believe with as this ons fatherland. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Now let's come to the issue of Mr. Maluleke, the issue of the GNU. As All Citizens Party, what is your view? Are you happy with the current setup of GNU? Because many people of South Africa say, well, the government of national unity is here. It means it's the voice the people of South Africa have spoken.
Yes.
No more one-party dominance. Others are saying, wow, no. There's no such a thing of government of national unity and all of that. But anyway, my question is, as all citizen party, if you can get a call from Helen Zille or from the ANC led GNU to join them, would you join them on the GNU?
I think I need to be very much careful with this, Muntu. And
do you support the GNU?
No,
you don't?
No. You see,
because you know why I'm saying? Because
let me tell you why I'm not in. I think this is also my personal view.
Yeah, your personal view.
Yeah, because sometimes policies will put you somewhere. But I'm saying, look, we have got MK, which has won the majority. In fact, the MK, they were supposed to be number 3. Because number 1 it was ANC, then followed by DA, then followed by MK. Now you can't tell me that is this a government of national unity, and they will agree with me, Muntu, not because I'm saying this because of other experience, but I've been a teacher, history teacher for that matter, for more than 18 years. So I know how when they talk about the formation of government and all these things, I've taught the history of way back when South Africa became a republic, divided by those 4 provinces, Orange Free State,
the so-called former Bantu
exactly,
states.
And then they were trying to come with what you call a union government that time. Now here we are. You are excluding one of the parties which has done very well, you see, and then which was supposed to contribute in the government. So you can't say that you are supporting a government of national unity. As other people call it, they're just creating this. There's no such thing. And then I think this is a government of ANC and also what government of, a DA. Because you can see that what is happening. Even the policies now are being compromised, especially for black people. So we are not gaining anything as a blacks, It's just advising, this, white minority. So we can't support something like that. And we, as I said, I'm very much careful because part of me is saying that, look, really, South Africa are taken for right. And then, for the next, 4 to 5 years, we'll be riding on the very, very wrong, sentiment to say, look, we've got a government which is intact. You see, this government of national unity is just, service only few people. And I'm not happy about that as as a leader. I'm talking right now in a position and capacity of DP of ACP. So we can't allow this to happen. We cannot be part of it if we can get a call.
Right. Now, Mr. DP is still talking about the very same GNU that we are not happy about. Now, you've said something very important, that South Africans have been taken for a ride here. Now, let's talk the difference here between the GNU and the coalition.
Yes.
Right? So we're talking of general government of national unity up there.
Yes.
On the national level.
Yes.
And then quite very interesting and quite very funny to say why there's at the national level there's a GNU and then provincially there's no GNU.
Yes.
It's coalition.
Exactly.
Locally it's coalition.
Yes.
So what's going on here? Which is which? And what is your position regarding the metros that are in coalition?
There are problems. I mean, they're facing so many challenges. I'm always on the ground, I'm telling you, there's no service delivery. You can go to any, we are here in Johannesburg today. You are in Alexandra, you can see what is happening. I'm in Ekurhuleni, I can see what is happening.
There are lots of motions of no confidence, and then they take the mayor out, and then there's another mayor.
And there's no trust. When they said the people have spoken, they never said that put any person, any position. Because if you look at what is happening, there are a lot of fight between,
these political parties.
Yes, and look, there's no one who can say, look, we are settling for this, and then, everyone want to get a piece of cake, as they always say. So, we are bringing a lot of problems for South Africa. And if we are not careful, I can tell you, come 2026, we are going to be in trouble, all of us. I'm telling you, there will be no party which can have majority because people are sick and tired of how we conduct ourselves when we are in government, when we are in this collusion, because it's about, getting what you want, then after that you disappear. So it's very bad. And I think as an all-citizen party, we want to come with, a mentality of service delivery. As I said, our mother, Dr. Snati Fisher, she has been, basically on the ground doing a lot of community work. She knows everything about community work and service delivery. And that's a key for us. So in short, I will say what is happening with the government of national unity and the coalition in South Africa, this thing is not working. We can.
So which one is working? The GNU or the coalition?
They're not working both. At all. Yeah, you see,
the coalition and the GNU is not working both.
People are not getting service.
Yeah.
If you go look right now in this GNU, there's an issue of land. There's an issue of the Bila.
We are coming there. I see one listener that is asking a question there. What I'll ask you is asking you a question. We'll get there.
Yeah.
As a former teacher, he's asking a question about the Bella Act.
Yeah. So you see, but I'm just saying that look, there's this HNI. You see. Now all these things, it's happening, and then there is this. They said, I'll use the what history term when first these white people come to Africa. They said the scramble of Africa. Yeah. So now it's a scramble of what, South Africa. Yeah. So everyone wants a piece of cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now here's a listener is asking. He said, Prabhu, I heard your listener saying he's got 18 years of experience. What is his position regarding the Bella Act?
Yeah, I think that one is clear. We should at least celebrate for when something.
You support the Bella Act?
Definitely, yes. Because look, man, Muntu, I've been a teacher for too long, as you know.
18 years experience.
Yeah, and I've seen the discrimination which was happening in schools. Even if the policies, the power which was given to the SGB, it was too much, because they will decide they will decide that no, we can't take this learner because of a language. So you see all these things. So I think for the first time, I feel that look, we're taking a good posture when it comes to education, and if we can admit our young people and work together in any school, that will be good for South Africa. So I'm in support with the Bila Act. The president, when he signed, I was so happy.
Yeah.
And I think South Africa will have a better future when it comes to education.
You spoke something very interesting. I just wanted to go back to that issue. Something you said that just slipped on my mind, but it will come back. The issue of languages.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Maluleke, I want you to educate us, even if the Bella Bill has been signed.
Yes.
But I still have an issue of indigenous languages,
yes,
particularly in our schools.
Yes.
You find that in many schools, you'll find maybe there are one or two, not 3 or 4.
Yes.
Different indigenous languages that are being taught at school.
So
in most cases, you find that there are 2, indigenous languages that are taught at schools. Why is it so, Mr. Maluleke? Yeah. Is it right, or something needs to be changed?
No, it's not right. Remember, the police were crafted by the SGB. And SGB, Ametsonga, and then someone is at Tsonga. Then we'll look at a particular language to say, look, preference it will be at Tsonga because I'm a member of SGB. Right now they're taking the power from SGB. It's the department which is going to decide, and the interest of what, of the child, of a learner, because this learner is sitting next to the school. He speak Xhosa, for example, or Zulu, but he cannot be admitted there because the medium of instruction is what? It's English. He has to go to another school which is very far. Now, what the government, which I think all of us will support, is to say school belongs to everyone, every learner, in respect of what language or whatsoever. Because let me put it clear, white people were very clever. They use what the policies and then which they've created to say, look, we are not going to allow this to happen in our schools, and then we'll keep these learners because of a language. So the language policy was also a key to control and make sure that it stop what other people to come to other schools.
Well said, well put. Now, still talking about the language issue here, Mr. Deputy President. You talk of the system. which it was an apartheid system.
Yes.
Now, 30 years down the line, apartheid is done and dusted. It's gone. Post-mortem, it's gone. But 30 years after freedom and democracy, do you still believe that all the indigenous languages are treated the same, and are they being recognized the same?
No. You know the problem, Muntu, I think it's because we copy from other countries.
Now we don't remember there's no more apartheid now.
Yeah,
now
but we don't have
a new system.
The system, I agree with you.
Yeah.
The problem is we don't have South African model.
Okay.
Remember South African model for education.
Right.
The system, it will cater what you are saying.
Yeah.
And then now it's a time. You know, you mentioned something very important. It means we need these people who call themselves intellectuals to sit down and craft our own policies and also craft our education policy, because what we are doing all the time, I can tell you can open any manifesto of any political party. We are getting this thing from Switzerland, we are getting this from Sweden, from other countries, and then we take this system and put it in South Africa. And the dynamics, you can check where we are coming from. I mean, I'm from the ghetto, someone is coming from, then that thing, it makes that this cannot work. That's why today we still have, the former medley. They called it
the model C schools.
Yeah, they are just changing it. They call it private schools because they feel that public, schools cannot work because the system there. I mean, just look. I mean, I was in one of the school. I won't mention again so that I protect them. But overcrowding. Can you see? So all this system, it allowed these black people to be in that environment. But when you go to this other side, it becomes different. So the system which are created in South Africa, it always disadvantages black people. And if we don't come on air like what we are doing and speak about this thing, no one will change. They will think that it's normal, which is not normal. So in short, I'm saying that, look, we don't have a system in South Africa. We copy everything from other countries, and then where in those countries it works because of we are a big country. We're sitting at 60-something million people in South Africa, and then those countries in overseas, especially in Europe, they are having, when they say they are more, they're talking about 20-something million people, so they can service their own people. And so we need to do more research about us. We must stop doing it from others. Yes, we can use it, but let's go and make sure that those rural areas, we know the people there. We go to these ghettos where we live, we know the people here. Then we come with a system which can work for us. I mean, there are a lot of schools which are built. You can go around and check. But when they build something in Alex, it will become a big news. Where it's not supposed to be a news, we're supposed to receive what belongs to us. So in short, I think the South African system, we are failing ourselves because really it's difficult when I remember the first minister, you remember him, when he came
Minister of Health.
No, Minister of Education. When he came with the system and everyone, because I went for training again because they said, no, I'm not well trained. Then they changed the face, they brought another face. I went for training again, like that, which is good because it capacitates you as a person. But you are taking something which you cannot use in class. Yes.
Now, still talking about the very same thing that South Africa has a very huge problem when it comes to teachers who are specializing in maths and science.
Yes.
Why is it so? And what needs to be done to address that problem? Because this is why we end up having teachers coming as far as Zimbabwe and neighboring countries and to teach our children maths. Why we don't have enough teachers, Mr. Maluleke, who can do and teach children maths as all citizens? But what is your response to that, since we don't have too many teachers in our township schools?
I think something needs to change. It's our mentality, and then this is coming from even ourselves as the parents. We are saving in a very different and big structures in education, but we don't change what's supposed to change. I mean, today they've establish new subjects, they've created this maths lit, you see? Yeah, and you see, because of that, most people, they live, learners, they live pure maths. Remember, during our time, me and you will do maths in respect of whether we know it or not. But there will be a specific teacher who teach all of us maths. Right now, there are two maths when you go to school. There's pure maths, and there's also maths literacy. So now, when you look at that, the mentality say, look, I can't do this, then I have to do this. Then you are giving people option. And when you give people option, people, they like that. That's where the laziness come in. So that's why most of other countries, as we said, I mean, from you go to our neighboring country, Zimbabwe, for example, they're doing well because they still keep the same strategy to say, look, when you go to school, you must learn about maths. Till now, when we come here, what happened? We start changing that. Look, we have got a choice. We can choose maths and maths lit. And I can tell you, even our teachers, they were not well trained. Because we don't have enough resources. Maths need more resources. It needs people who are committed. It needs people who have got time. So in South Africa, we don't have that time. I mean, I've been there, I've been in class, I know all these things. And you can blame the teachers, not them. It's their training which they are getting. And then if you get training and then you don't even get, after when you have, a pass, you don't get a job, you don't get enough incentives, you end up saying that, look, it means maths is no use. Why should I have to do maths? So those kind of, things, it destroy, the spirit in those teachers and also the one who are leading. Yes. So, particularly when you go to black schools right now, there are no specializing, people with maths. There's one teacher who's teaching all these classes. Find that teacher is teaching from grade 8 to grade 12.
Sure.
So how can he? I mean, it's a human being. Let us be honest with
how can he attend all these students
from grade 8 to grade 12, and with these big classes? And there's one teacher who's teaching maths. In schools right now, I can tell you can go right now. You'll find that it's only few teachers who are teaching maths. And then when you go there, the whole school will have 4 or 5 teachers. So it's something which we must look at it, and we must attend as ACP.
Now, still talking about, we'll move on and talk about the health, the national health insurance. Still on the issue of schooling, the issue there. I want to talk about the issue of gangsterism because it's on the rise. See young people carrying guns, killing one another, the issue of drugs in our school. Our schools are no longer safe now. Even the lives of teachers are no longer safe because of unruly behavior of some students. The issue of gangsterism in schools and the issue of drugs in schools. How should it be dealt with? What needs to be done here? As All Citizens Party, what is your program of action to these issues?
It's one of our key policy. The first thing Dr. Fisher, when she met with me, she spoke about this, and it was because of what is happening at school. That time I was still a teacher. And she said to me that, look, one of the key things about ACP is to make sure that we take care of our young people. Because, I mean, this thing of rehab, does not work. I'm telling you. You can take them out of that, then you take them to rehab. When they come back, it becomes the same thing.
I agree.
Now, the policy of ACP is clear.
What does the policy say?
When these kids are taken, after that, we need to take them to train them in a military style. Because we need something which can make them to focus. You can't take them to a rehab and then after then they elapse and then it go back to the same thing. So when you look at what is happening at school, there's too much freedom. And we are afraid to speak because, as a parent, they will say, look.
Tell us more. What kind of freedom are you talking about here? How does it look like, this freedom, Mr. TP?
I mean,
freedom for the learners.
For the learners. I mean,
since there's no longer, you remember they did away with corporal punishment.
Exactly. And when you talk of discipline at school, it's very difficult for any teacher. They can attest to this.
Yeah.
In fact, it's few where you can manage to discipline learners and you get them focused on the task on hands or whatsoever. Because there's a lot of influence. I mean, this, as I said, they've got freedom. They do everything as they please. You know, you cannot touch them. You cannot talk back to them. You can't say anything.
Wow.
Your focus, you have to go to class, present the lesson, you leave, mark the books, you give them assessment, then you give them feedback.
Right.
But if you can talk something out of that, you can be reported, then tomorrow it become a big issue. So you cannot discipline them anyhow.
So now it looks like they've got more rights now.
Exactly. In fact,
more than teachers and parents.
Schools, I want to be honest, schools are taken over by learners and you cannot do anything. Remember, they said the parents is involved. Yes, the parents is involved, but on what capacity? Because almost 7 hours you are with this child at school, and if given power as a teacher, for 7 hours you can maintain discipline. But it's not happening, I can tell you. Just check, go in the morning one day,
what should be then in that situation, Mr. Deputy President? What should be the role of the school governing bodies in this regard?
That's where we are lacking, because you see, when you have befriend these learners, it becomes a problem. The role of SGB is to make sure that there's a discipline, and then parents must be accountable to their kids, their learners. So it's not happening because, you know, most of these parents, they will tell you that they are committed, they are working, they don't have time.
And others, Mr. DP, they say they're single parents.
Exactly.
It's very hard to deal with boys. And
they don't have time to come to school because, you know, part of the work or responsibility, not work, responsibility of SGB is to make sure that they monitor what is happening at school every day.
Why then parents don't attend meetings?
You see,
but take the child's phone. They'll come screaming there, but when you say come to the meeting, no, keep busy.
It's a different thing.
But now, yeah,
exactly.
The teacher has a pizza, some phone. But when it comes to how is my kid doing the result, they're not there.
They're not there. And it's discouraging to the teachers because this is what they are getting every day. You know, it has become an experience. And that's why you see there are a lot of fights at school, you know, from the teachers and learners, and because of this kind of environment. And as I said, parents are not involved. To be honest, you know, parents are always defensive. They wanted to hear the parents, you know, they will blame the teacher, and then all this kind of circus.
All right, fair enough on that one. Let's quickly fast forward. The issue of the national health insurance. It is estimated that it will cost the country around 200 to 300 billion so far. So, as All Citizens Party, do you think it's the right thing to do? The national health insurance comes at the right time, because South Africans are come on, this national health insurance, who's going to benefit? Because the people from outside the borders, the ones that are benefiting even today in our medical hospitals. So what's the point of having this national health insurance? Because people from Zimbabwe, people from whatever, all different countries, they'll come to South Africa for this treatment because it's good and great. It sounds great.
No, I get it, but
so. And then the issue here is that it's costing the country around 200 to 300 billion.
Exactly.
So, do you think is it the right thing? This is what South Africa needs and wants? This national health insurance?
I think it's a time we need to acknowledge that, look, there's a gap, you know, for those people who are working, those people who have got medical aid.
Hey, Baba.
And then I think if you look at ordinary, you know, person, you know, Muto, I want you to take just an oversight visit. You go to Bara Hospital, you go to all these, you know, black, you know, hospitals. You realize that really South Africa need the universal, you know, very comprehensive
healthcare.
Very comprehensive one. And I'm happy. I've seen how they unpack it. It shows that, look, everyone will be receiving that. The challenge which I have again is the issue of that, are we ready? But you know, the concept and everything which I've seen there, it's brilliant, and I like it because it will make everyone to receive equal treatment.
Really?
So you'll feel that when you go to Bara.
Now, if the lady here, she's been working her life paying medical aid.
Yeah.
And then someone has never paid the medical aid. And then we are going to meet at the same special hospital. He's going to see I'm a specialist, Lomutu. He stays somewhere here in the township.
Exactly.
He has never paid tax. He has never worked in his life. And then we say, no, it's apartheid. No, it's... Then somebody who's been working her entire life,
but
from 8 to 5, paying medical aid. And then somebody comes and says, no, just work in there for free.
This thing is good. You know,
good, eh?
This is good because, you know, government is involved. You know, people that are looking at only the individual, they are looking at the one side. I've been, as I said, I've been in a working environment. I know. You know, when you pay a medical aid, there's money which the government is paying half of that amount, you know. So what is going to happen right now? There will be some changes where government is also to play its part, so that, you know, me and you will receive, you know, equal treatment, you know. And I think it's good when a human being is sick. I mean,
you know, I understand, teacher, but the other issue that I have is one.
Yeah.
Fine, the national health insurance, and when you look at the very same example that you spoke about, Bara, Tembisa, let's look at all these so-called apartheid hospitals. Let's call them apartheid hospitals.
Yes.
They are not in good condition,
exactly.
Mr. DP. And then also we need to take a long look in terms of corruption. A lot of money. These departments, there are departments that spends a lot of money.
True.
Housing is a lot of money. Health is a lot of money. But at the end of the day, there are no results.
Yes.
So now, in terms of looking at the way we are, which, okay, fine, I support. Yeah. Well, others are saying, no. It's another money-making scheme by the ANC of coming up with this national health insurance, because now, where there are too many hands, there's temptation, there's going to be too lot of corruption.
No, I agree with you. You know, the problem in South Africa, we have got good policies, but the implementation, and then, as you said, there's always an element of, you know, of corruption. And that's why people are scared to say, look, is this health, you know, national health, care, will it work for me and you? Because they're looking at the environment, they're looking at the type of people who are entrusted with our resources. That look, they can squander this. If it happened to our president, you see, during the
COVID,
exactly,
500 billion was gone. So the plan, a wink of an eye. So now you're coming with this national health thing.
You are right.
We are talking of how many billions here? We are talking 300 billion.
But there must be a way that these people must be accountable to us. You know, I just mentioned when we started that we need to make a lot of noise. Me and you, we are educated. We know what is happening. We must not stop, no matter how, to make sure that these people, they must account to us. Because the problem is there's no accountability. And if there's no accountability, you are not going to get results.
Absolutely.
So what is happening in South Africa, we'll put this and then we will run with it. I mean, DA is contesting this now. So want to take this legal you know, to court and other stuff. It's because there are loopholes somehow where they can, you know, save this money out of, you know, this what is intended to somewhere else. So you see, the problem is fear, and even myself, I feel that, look, man, there's a possibility we can end up, you know, losing what is good for South African, because it covers everyone. It covers, you know, the poor and the rich.
I want you to quickly make me understand about this old saying, Mr. Deputy President, an old African saying that says, what did the old generation mean by that?
No, but I think that one, it goes along the way, education part, you see. It's a belief that, look, when they see a white person, then things will go well, you know. And in reality, it's a mentality. Remember, we coded during apartheid. You can go from the Verwoerd. It was the type of education which were given. I mean, I'm not creating a joke. You remember the joke about the mirror, when
the mirror
and the cow.
They show you the mirror and the cow, and then they take the land.
Exactly.
The land is gone.
So
then they leave you with the mirror.
That time it was the mentality to say, look, when you say a white person, everything will go well. But I mean, look, we have got black people who have got money. I was watching this interview Janus Walus.
Yeah.
Recently, when he was talking about, the failure of a black person, and then it's including me, and I felt offended because we feel that we cannot run anything.
Okay.
You see, as a black people, so you can't have that inferior complex because we think that white people are superior. It's nonsense. We cannot allow that to happen.
Exactly.
And then we feel that when we see black people, things will go well. They must see hope when they see to me as their leader. They must see that this one is bringing hope.
But you see now, many people say, but look at them. They're destroying the country. Look at post office is gone.
Yes.
Look at our state-owned enterprise. Cadre deployment is gone. Look at Transnet, Eskom, post office, Prasa, you name it. All of these state-owned enterprises were built by apartheid government. And now here they are destroyed by a democratically elected government, cadre deployment. They are all done and dusted.
No, I agree. And I think, look, you'll agree with me, things will change for better, I can tell you. You see, we need to give South African hope all the time.
Okay.
Where we have made mistakes, let's acknowledge it, let's accept it, and go to the people and say, this is our mistake. I mean, we can't allow ANC to continue. That's why today, you were talking to me right now recently about the issue of GNU. It's because now people are starting to open their eyes. All these countries, you can go to African countries, they've changed government. I mean, recently in Botswana, there's a new political party. So it's only change. That's why today we have got ACP. We want to bring real change. You are talking about something which is very key. The people of South Africa are now sick and tired of what this ruling party, because they've seen what they've done. They've destroyed everything, as we said. Now, here we are. We cannot mourn and say, look, no, there's nothing we can do. I'm saying to the South Africans today, as Teacher Maluleke, to say, look, we are ready. We want to bring real change now. And we want people to see that, look, when we talk of corruption, that thing, it can be the things of the past. Because people, they believe, I mean, I'm talking to you right now, Dr. Snat Fisher. She has been running a business for too long. And even not a single day when they talk about she's corrupt, she has done this and that. And that's what we need. We need a clean governance where people know they can have a sort of trust when they look at you.
All right. Finally, sort of trust. Now tell the people, why should people trust? And why should people vote for All Citizens Party on the upcoming local government elections? Because why I say so, people say, we saw prior the 24 elections, many political parties mushroomed, and then after our elections, they are gone. They are forgotten. They are not coming back to us, and then they're going to come when there are local elections and say, vote for us. And then when the elections are done, then they've vanished. So why should people vote for All Citizens Party, and why should people trust the ACP better than other political parties? Because what's the guarantee?
No, I think I want to be honest with you. ACP is different from all political parties. And look, I will highlight this because the president is going to make announcement on Wednesday. We are now going to first announce our logo, our manifesto, our policies, our constitution as well. And I can tell you,
I wanted to talk about that on our second discussion. All of that after
So in short, we are saying that, look, we are bringing a first women's president, which has never happened. And we are, as I said, we want to push that. And we want to make sure that, gender equality in South Africa. I think we'll have to go to union building, and you need to support us. To say, look, we want to see women taking, this thing of, giving them departmental head and other stuff. It does not work for South Africa because they're not in control. They don't have power. We need to give them position of power, real power. Not this thing of saying that, look, this one is a minister and what. Those people must be a president. So ACP, it's clear, and we are not beating around the bush. We want to make sure that South Africa get what we said, the real change now. And when we say real change now, let's start with the women to see if really we want real change.
Okay.
Yes.
So finally, what's your message to the people who would be voting? And for people who are listening there right now,
Yes.
what would be your message to them? Why should they join All Citizens Party?
Yeah, I'm saying to them that they must watch the space. I think on Wednesday, the president is going to announce the structures. The president is going to be on air in different, platforms where she should put the message, across. Because I don't want to divulge this because there will be press, media, and then now.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, so I must be fair to say the president must be the one who come with this good news for the South Africans. But I'm telling you, they must wait and see what will happen with ACP. We are not playing games. We are not in the gimmicks politics. We want to make sure that South Africans are taken care and across, not only in urban areas, even in the rural areas. So we are there for all citizen party people, and we are saying to all South Africans that watch the space. We are ready. We are going to represent South African, and we'll make sure that we take care of them.
Wow. Well put, well placed. All protocols observed. There's the Deputy President of All Citizens Party. That's Mr. Teacher Maluleke there, talking tough. They're going to make sure they leave no stone unturned. This time around, they're taking the bull by its horns. They are going to do much better as All Citizens Party. There you have them. And then they are not on the coalition government. They are not on the government of national unity. But in a not distant future, they might come up with a plan in terms of how the government of national unity should be strategized so that it can benefit all of us, particularly the previously disadvantaged communities, which it's us, we African people. Mamiro Mudle, there you have it, our tonight's conversation with the Deputy President of the All Citizens Party, the second man, the chief guy, the second in command after Dr. Fisher. Thank you so much, teacher, for talking to us, and we wish all the Citizens Party all the best of the best in the upcoming future elections and the future. And of course, we also would like to wish Dr. Fisher a very long life. She may live to see the day.
Thank you so much.
The first woman president. That would be history. And thank you very much, Dr. Fisher. We sincerely wish you all the utmost best of the best of your future endeavors to become the first female president in South Africa. We say to you, keep on keeping on.
Power.
Mami Domutle, Amuntu Gambanjwa, he's Peter, he's Teacher Maluleke. Our story is told for tonight. Sonto is up next. Until tomorrow on the transformation of radio between 9 and 12, we say to you, good night and good morning.
Good morning.
Hasta la vista.
Thank you.
All right. Hey. Yeah. Here we go.
I want to take photos for me.
Take photos.